Welcome to the Holy Sports Podcast. It's your boy ABE from DET.
You already know it's your boy Fats.
It's that ball bro for NYC.
Another week in sports, a lot of crazy stuff going on, but let's start with the most polarizing thing that everybody seems to be talking about, at least over here on the Midwest. That is, the Cleveland Browns have selected their starting quarterback to start their season off on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it is none other than Deshaun Watson. He is QB1. My personal take on it, I think this is just a financial move. That he's paying this man $230 million. If I was rich like him, I'd be like, you gonna earn some of this money. And plus, it's a win-win situation. They're going on the road. You send Shedeur out there. He flops. Then you got to go to Deshaun with a fan base disappointed, like, oh, we got to go to Deshaun, and the season hopes go down. Whereas if Deshaun fails, then the season hopes goes up because the fans get what they want. They wanted Shedeur. Well, here comes your knight in shining armor to probably stink up the place just as bad as Deshaun if they can't get their roster together and start playing right. But I don't know. I don't think in no way can Cleveland lose in this situation. There's going to be some upset fans, but the actual team, I mean, either one, you pretty much might get the same results. You may get a little more with Shedeur, but from a financial standpoint, you definitely want to make this guy earn his money. He's been sitting down, not even playing, getting checks for $10 million a game, just chilling. That would piss me off as an owner, so I'm not mad at him. Get your black ass out there, you monkey, and play the damn game. That's probably what he's saying in his head. But he got to earn it now. He is the starting QB, Deshaun Watson, that is. Ball, bro, how do you feel about Deshaun Watson starting over Shedeur Sanders?
First off, in my opinion, this decision was not made by Todd Monken. This was not a Todd Monken call whatsoever. This was a Jimmy Haslam move right here, because you just said it, like, not just the money, but the draft capital that they gave up to the Houston Texans to get Deshaun Watson in the first place. What was it? 3 first-round picks? I think like 5 picks in total. So somehow, some way, you got to try to salvage this trade, because if not, if it continues to track the way it's going right now, it's in the discussion for the worst trade in NFL history. It's up there with the Herschel Walker trade, in my opinion. The only reason I say it's not above that because those picks didn't turn into leading to a Dallas Cowboys dynasty in the mid-90s. So that's why I won't put it at number 1, but it's definitely top 5 easily, no doubt. I mean, so I understand this is a Jimmy Haslam call. In my opinion, but yeah, like you said, make him earn his money. But the worst case scenario, they're not going to go 0-17. They're not going to go 0-18. This is Cleveland we're talking about. It's the factory of sadness. They're going to mess around. I guarantee you, they're going to mess around and win 4 or 5 games. It'll be a bad season, but it won't be bad enough to get that number 1 or number 2 pick. They're going to miss out on Arch Manning and DeMontre Moore. This is a quarterback that. The 2027 draft class is a quarterback-rich draft class, and it's in Cleveland's nature that they're going to blow it. They're going to blow up. They're going to mess up the tank. They are going to miss out on the top quarterback prospects. Watch them with 7 games. Watch them go 7-10, have a mid-round pick, and then you're back to square one, essentially. I mean, so yeah, it's not good all around. Deshaun's going to stink it up. He's clueless. He has no idea why the fans hate him. I mean, it's the consequences of your own actions. I mean, just zero accountability on his end. Like, just look in the mirror and you figure out what the problem is. I mean, it's you, dog. It's no one else. I mean, but yeah, Shedeur will come in probably game 4 or 5, but at that point, the season will already be lost. But like I said, they'll mess around, win a handful of games, and they're going to miss out on Manning. They're going to miss out on more. They might miss out on Julian Sane as well. But it's Cleveland, man. What can go wrong will go wrong.
Most definitely. Roze, how you feel? Shedeur Sanders did not get the nod. It's going to be Deshaun Watson at QB1. How you feel about it?
I think everybody knows that was going to happen just because of how much money Deshaun Watson makes. I was listening to a video today on YouTube, and I never heard of the Deshaun Watson post game thing until I seen that video. And the way he was talking, it just seems like somebody who is just mentally out of it. It doesn't seem like a person that just really gets it. He said that I hang out with fans when I can. I do charity work. I do all this through the city, and they still boo me. When I tore my Achilles, they boo me. He said that basically for him, all games are going to be away games. He's playing 17 away games this year. And like picking that fight with fans is not a smart thing to do. That's very stupid, especially when they already booing you. Doesn't make sense. I don't think the fans, of course, there's Shedeur fans out there that, want to see him play, that want to see him succeed. I think Cleveland, they wouldn't care if it was, Bruce from fucking Longest Yard
Or Dylan Gabriel.
or Dylan Gabriel, or if it was Stevie Wonder back there behind them. Like, they would want to see anybody but him play. I seen them cheer for Joe Flacco. Like I said, he tore his Achilles. They cheered for that. I think ever since he got the money, I think the decision, I think Deshaun Watson's career has been over since that day he woke up and he took the Cleveland Browns' second offer. Definitely. That's just what it was. He was about to sign with the Atlanta Falcons. He was recruiting people to go to Atlanta, but then Cleveland came back around. They doubled the guaranteed money. He took the guaranteed money. And ever since then, it's been downhill since then. And it just feels like the fans don't like that. They don't respect that. Every time you see him on Instagram, he's on a private jet. He's living life. You know what I'm saying? And all this stuff that piss people off. I mean, look at the city of Cleveland. It's a blue collar city. And then you got somebody like this doing that, and that's not even winning for you. And then, like Abe said, he getting paid $10 million to sit on the bench. Like, at this point, they'll take Deion Sanders to play quarterback.
He missing toes.
Right. They don't care. They don't care who it is. So yeah, I mean, of course, it's fans that want to watch Shedeur play, and Shedeur is gonna play. Yeah. But at this point, Deshaun Watson should be gone. I've seen quarterbacks get gone for less, and it's definitely because of Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam has been on record saying that maybe we gave up too much for Deshaun Watson.
Maybe.
And like, I think he's just trying to salvage something. That's all Jimmy Haslam trying to do. So yeah, that's Todd Monken, man. Good luck.
But let's not blame the fans for hating Deshaun because of his play. We live in a world right now where men of wealth are abusing their power. You can look at it to our president, even if you want, and it's becoming a disgust with people. And because we're talking about Shedeur and Deshaun's play, we forget this man had 21 lawsuits of sexual assault. Now, I understand you're innocent until proven guilty, but where there is smoke, there is fire, and it's a morality thing here. So I'm not mad at people for booing Deshaun Watson. I actually want to boo him. You know what I mean? I know fellas who hung around tons of girls. They ain't got no rape allegations. They ain't got nobody talking these crazy stories. So like I say, when there's smoke, there's fire. Not saying the man's guilty, but I'm not about to praise him. I don't want him to get some pass just because he settled a lawsuit. So, you got to pay for these things, man. It's going on too much in the world. Like I say, people with wealth think they could just do whatever, treat people however they want, mishandle women. And that's just not right, man. I don't sit right in my book. I got a daughter. If somebody ever did that to me, I wouldn't want them on TV gloating around playing football again. So, you got to think about those women who got those accusations. They may be true. This man may be the monster they say he is. So to me, until proven innocent, to hell with him. But speaking of men of power abusing their power, man, Bob, bro, break it down for us. What's going on with the owner of the San Francisco 49ers?
Oh man, this is crazy, man. Like you thought the 49ers going to have a worse offseason. Half the roster on the injured list, man. That electric substation just keep doing damage to all the starters, all the bench players and whatnot. And then we come around the other day, early morning, breaking news: Adam Schefter, Jed York, the CEO owner of the 49ers, gets arrested on misdemeanor charges and on suspicion of engaging in prostitution in Cleveland, Ohio. And shout out to my man Tim V of False Finish, who kind of clued me in the area of Cleveland where this transaction that was supposedly going to take down. It's a very blue collar, I think, would be very nice for me to call it. It's a trailer park area. It's trailer park
Right,
trash.
it's just trash.
It's
garbage, ghetto trash.
Exactly. It's just the worst trailer park you could picture in your head. That's where this transaction possibly went down for supposedly $120, $140. And I'm like, it's fucking crazy. But he's from that Cleveland area, so I don't know. Maybe it's old hookup, old flame, who knows? But it's just insane. Like, he's already out on bond. He ain't gonna serve no serious jail time. But it's just like, of what can go wrong will go wrong. Like, I mean, you would, like I said, it's just crazy with the 49ers that, you know, their roster gets decimated with like 20 or 30 guys on the injured list. Like, they're hobbling to the start of the season, and then the man up top, you know, is calling a damn prostitution sting, man. You know, it's just never a dull day in the world of professional sports, and Jed York is a clear example of that.
Roze, do you think he'll be punished, or will this be swept under the rug, sort of like Robert Kraft was with his little massage parlor incident?
Well, see, the difference with Robert Kraft, I'm not gonna lie. Difference with Robert Kraft, the reason why I feel like his was swept under the rug like that is because he just lost his wife not too long before then. So, like, people felt a little sympathy for him. They was like, okay. But this thing right here, you going to Cleveland. Is that Cleveland where you went to?
Yeah, Cleveland.
Cleveland, we got some nasty shit going on, not gonna lie. But you going to Cleveland out of all places when your team is based out of California.
Right.
You got California, you got Vegas right there, you got all these other places to go to, bunch of brothels and stuff you can go to as a rich man, and you just rather go to Cleveland to hook up with some lady of the night. Is crazy. I don't get it. Like, oh man, it just don't make sense. I know it probably happened though. It's probably the electric magnetic waves. Yeah, probably the electric magnetic waves affect his brain. Probably the same thing going on with Brandon Ayuk going on with him. So they got to move that practice facility for real, because it's affecting everybody, I guess, especially his decision. But that's not smart. I don't think he's gonna get in trouble though with him being an owner. Is that fair? It's not a thing. But at the end of the day, Roger Goodell, people got to remember, at the end of the day, Roger Goodell works for the owners. So, like, that's why sometimes they don't get punished the same way players would. If this was a player, definitely get a couple games. But with it being Jed York, it may be a fine at the most. But I don't think he'll get in too much trouble for that, other than embarrassed. That's it.
Right. Staying with the NFL, Barbara, I want to ask you this question, man. Is Cam Scatterboo, is he running back one, or is Harris coming in there to challenge the job? How do you feel about them signing Harris?
I see why they brought Harris in. I mean, Tyrone Tracy hasn't had a great camp at all. We saw in game one, he missed that block in which Dart got blown up in the backfield. I mean, he just hasn't had a good camp in general. I mean, I still have hope in Tyrone Tracy, but I mean, if he's not, going to pick up his end, like Najee Harris is a veteran in this league, he's serviceable, he's a 3-down back, he could carry the ball, 20 times, he could catch the ball out of the backfield. But I think right now, as where it stands, since Harris just got there, it hasn't been a full week yet, I would have Scatterboo as RB1 right now. But as we get closer, with game 3 coming up, final game in the preseason, sure Harris will get the bulk of the reps in that game. We'll see. I think, in the first couple weeks, they could split both the carries, and maybe as the season goes on, Harris can be that workhorse back, and you could have Scatterboo in a more comfortable role, being that short yardage, back, like second and short or third and short and stuff like that. But I still have hope in Tyrone Tracy. But then again, now if Harris does make the team, us carrying 4 running backs, I mean, that's going to be interesting, because Singletary is going to make the team. I mean, he's a veteran in this league, a good 3rd-down back. He catch the ball out of the backfield. He's still shifty and can still make moves at his age. So that's a good veteran presence to have with young guys like Scatterboo and Tracy and Jackson Dart as well. So it'll be interesting. But I'd say for now, Scatterboo is RB1 right now. But expect a heavy the next few weeks for Najee Harris, when he's learning the playbook, to pick up more of the workload in the backfield.
Most definitely. Sticking with the NFL, but crossing over into NCAA, it's been a lot of reports lately about guys leaving training camps to head back to college football. But there are some leagues, the SEC and the Big Ten, have stepped up and said, nah, it is not happening on their watch. There's attorneys getting involved, Supreme Courts. There's some players who are pissed because they just left the team thinking they were going to be able to come back and now they can't. It's all type of legal confusion adding to what is already the mess of the NCAA. Roze, what do you make of this whole travesty, scandal, whatever you want to call it? Is bullshit if you ask me, but how you feel about it, Roze?
It is. It's the same thing like I said on the last episode. NCAA is falling. Is dying. They don't know what they're running. And this what happens when you have a bunch of old men that stay in positions and they're not up to date with things and they try to fix it and they don't know how to fix it. Putting out NIL the way they didn't make sense. They should have had more regulatory things to that. And as far as the eligibility to this, they should. I don't know why, but this is their fault. They don't have no language in those rules that keep people, NFL players or WNBA players or NBA players from coming back to college. It says as long as you have NCAA eligibility, you can come back. So like that doesn't make sense. The fact that the conferences are doing exactly what I thought they would do. And they're able to make rules for themselves to govern themselves and actually be like, yeah, nah, we're not going to have NFL players in WNBA. That's crazy. And for the conferences to start doing that, this is the beginning. They're going to start being like, well, we make the rules for ourselves. Why don't we just sit here and just go ahead and govern ourselves and get together and just govern ourselves? Like, what's stopping the SEC from getting with the Big Ten, leaving the NCAA, and they just start their own league together or anything like that? Like, nothing is stopping them. If the SEC and Big Ten pull out from the NCAA, those are probably the two biggest conferences you got. They know they make the most money. It's over with for everybody. If once they pull out, it's nothing that's going to stop the ACC. There's nothing that's going to stop the Big 12. Once those Power 5 conferences understand that they have the power and they are the ones that actually are the reason why they are holding the NCAA up, it'll be over with. They ain't going to have nobody but like Virginia Whitewater. And places like that to like be NCAA teams. So I just think this is the beginning of the end. And then on top of that, what you're saying with the NCAA about the players leaving, the Tennessee linebacker, his games got reduced again, all the way from one game. It started at like 4, and then it moved to 3, and then it moved to 2, and then today they said, okay, he's just gonna miss 1. Which don't make sense. It just shows exactly who's running the institution, and it's not people that's understanding exactly the athletes of today.
Right. Most definitely. But bro, is it fair? Is it not fair that these NFL players can't go back to the NCAA?
Well, I mean, like Roze said, there's no regulations put in place for any of these decisions to be made. Like this crazy that we are 2 weeks away till the start of the NFL season, and they could literally make this decision right now. Like, no, if you're gonna have this rule in place that if they do have eligibility, they can go back to college, fine, but there's got to be a deadline put in place. Like I say, like if the draft is at the end of April, they have rookie mini camp in May, and then you have the regular mini camp in June. I'd say by the end of June, you make your decision right there, because at least you still have 2 months. You still have July and August where you could, where the GMs and these program directors at the colleges, they can make whatever moves and whatever necessary, like just whatever they have to do to make everyone happy, from the pros to the college game to more swimmingly. Like they had to put like a deadline in place. You can't do this 2 weeks before the season where, if you're opposing teams for the other conferences, like you got this team week 1, you have all your scouting in place, you have all the tape, but then an NFL talent's about to join their roster, like that just throws like a lot of things into the loop right there. Like it's ridiculous. But like Rosie said, there's no rules, there's no guidelines set in place, like not just for the eligibility rule for the NIL. Like the idea was good in theory, but if there's no guidelines or anything to regulate it, then you have the Wild West. And let's be honest, like we talk like with Roger Goodell and the NFL owners, where the owners are Goodell's boss. Let's be honest, all these program directors, they're the ones in charge. All these heads of the university, they are the ones who bring in the millions and millions of dollars for these universities. It's the sports programs, all right, that are bringing in the big money. Whether like Abe, being a Michigan guy, like whether it's Michigan, Ohio State, like the Big 12 is dead. Let's be honest. Like once Texas and Oklahoma left the Big 12, that's it. Ain't like Big 12 freaking BYU or Texas Tech. No, once Texas and Oklahoma left the Big 12, that conference was dead. If the SEC and the Big 10 get on the phone, like, yo, let's start putting the framework right now. In 2 to 3 years, we create our own super league. We keep all the money ourselves, and we'll make the best football product in the world. Like they will do it. I know what prediction time right now. In the next 5 years, the NCAA is done. From a football standpoint, I think it's smart on their part. Like Michigan, Ohio State, all these big conferences and universities in the world. Like yo, we could do this on ourselves. We can make the phone call Alabama, call LSU and Texas and all these schools. Like yo, let's do our own thing. Let's regulate it our own way, and they could probably run it a whole lot better than the guys who run the NCAA. So I say in the next 5 years, the NCAA that we know it, all these conferences, all these Power 5, 6 conferences, that's going to be done. There will be a separate league from the NCAA going forward.
Most definitely. Mm-hmm. Heading over to the WNBA, we got a little drama with Enes Kantar and Natasha Cloud. The Chicago Sky versus Indiana Fever game. He was in a front row with a shirt that said, "Women are human beings." The stance that he's trying to make is there's been a lot of controversy about transgender athletes jumping into different leagues, and he's just trying to make a point saying, well, I want to come to the WNBA. I'm about to play with the WNBA, and he would destroy them. We all know this. He's a man, 6'7", something like that, used to play in the NBA. So I get his point, and I get what he's trying to do, but it's how you do it. It's a little too extreme. It's disrespectful. Natasha Cloud is a huge proponent of LGBTQ plus. Sorry if I got it wrong. Don't kill me. But she's a huge proponent of that stuff. So she's all for transgenders playing in whatever leagues they want, whatever they claim they are, they should be able to play. So in a way, I get what Enes Kantar's doing. He's trying to protect women, be able to play with women on an even playing field. Whereas Natasha Cloud, she's like, oh, just let anybody play. You're ridiculous, lady. If you let LeBron James come over, you wouldn't make the money you'd make. It wouldn't be fair for you. All the things that women have done over the years for women's rights, you just throw them away because you want to let a transgender come and dominate your league. You sound like a fucking idiot. But at the same time, so is Enes Kantar on how he's going about trying to prove his point. It's a big mess if you ask me. I hope they figure it out. I do not. If you ask in my opinion, I do not want to see transgenders playing in opposite sports. We all know physically, scientifically, men are built stronger than women. That doesn't say, I'm not saying our mental is better. We're smarter. We're more efficient. It's just from a physical nature. So to play in the same sport would be unfair. It's just not right. I'm not for it. I don't want some young boy wrestling my girl in her wrestling division at her tournament. That's just not cool. So I wouldn't want it for no woman. But I want you guys' take on this because it's a sensitive subject. Try not to get yourselves canceled. I'm going to start with the more reasonable one because I know how you are, Roze. Bob, bro, how do you feel about this situation?
You know what this is right here? This is zero. In the WNBA history, there have been zero transgender athletes to play in this league. And I want to talk on Enes Kantar's point about coming in. What he's trying to do is to protect women, protect the sanctity of the WNBA. Where were guys like Enes Kantar and Royce White when these idiots like over the past few years have gone to WNBA games and thrown sex toys on the floor during live and WNBA games? Where were they? Nowhere to be found. Where were they when the women of the WNBA were fighting for higher wages that they got today? Where were they? Where were they in the fight for the teams to raise up their cap room so that they could sign players to longer lucrative contracts? Where were they? Nowhere. Where were they when WNBA were pleading for more prime time on like ESPN, NBC, and like on these bigger networks for more viewing opportunities? Where were they? Nowhere. This is performance grifting at its finest. They don't give a fuck about the WNBA. Enes Kantar, what he is doing is performative. That's all it is. He has zero intention of stepping on the WNBA court. He was a flop as an NBA player. Let's be honest. If he was halfway decent, if he wasn't a liability in the pick and roll, maybe he might be on a team on the veteran minimum right now. But no, he was a bum in the NBA, and he's a fucking loser right now. It's all performative. It's all nonsense, in my opinion. There's 500,000 NCAA athletes right now. About a dozen or so have been labeled, I believe, as transgender. It is a literal non-issue in the WNBA. It's the latest cultural war that right-wing grifters have created just for distractionary and just to capitalize on the WNBA's rising popularity right now. From TV standpoint, they are getting almost 1 million views on their high marquee games. They're getting 70 millions of impressions all across social media. They at the height of their popularity right now. In the next 5 years, we have expansion teams going into Toronto, your hometown, Detroit, in Philly, and Portland as well. They are expanding in popularity. They are stars all across the board. And Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, so many others that Abe and Roze can help me out with. Like they have stars, they have marketability now. This is all just it is performative art, is performative grifting bullshit from Enes Kantar, from Royce White, and these right-wing grifters who are just trying to garner attention, and just they're in it for their own financial gain, and that's all it is. This is just the latest culture war that him and a lot of others are latching onto. There's no sincerity behind their actions whatsoever. It's all performative. It deserves it's gotten way too much attention. He's a clown. And he'll forever be a loser going forward.
Most definitely. Roze, how you feel about Enes Kantar and his stance on transgenders not being able to play in opposite sex sports?
Oh, he's a fucking idiot. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Like he's an idiot, and I don't want to hear from Enes Kantar freedom. I don't want to hear from Royce White. Royce White should be the last person to be talking about protecting women when he has a domestic violence charge against him. So that's one thing I don't understand. So you want to talk about protect women, but you're known to put your hand on a woman. So it doesn't make sense. I think the real problem is this. I'm looking at something right now. Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, says haters trying to stir up debate about trans athletes in league. Transgender women have never played in the league. Engelbert says league being used as political football. Engel, let me tell you something. You got a job, right? It's so funny. It's funny. You have a job. The WNBA commissioner. You know what you can do? You can make a rule today and stop all this nonsense. You could be like, hey, women can play. And nobody will. I don't think nobody would argue with that. At the end of the day, nobody will argue that they wouldn't let trans players play in the WNBA, but you're scared. You're scared because of the players in the league, and those players in the league that's trying to sit up there like, oh, let everybody play. They're scared too. They just don't want to tell nobody no.
Right.
But sometimes you just got to tell people no. And that's just one thing you have to do. And that's one thing Kathy has to do. Kathy has to be a strong commissioner, and she has to say no. That's all it is. You're talking about people are using your league as political football. You're sitting there letting them. You're letting them do that. You're letting them use your league. Roger Goodell has been on record telling Donald Trump, nah, get the fuck on this and that. Adam Silver has been on record telling right-wing people and this and that and speaking up for shit and this and that, but you act like you're a commissioner. It's nothing you can't do. All of a sudden, it's everybody else. That's what I'm saying. If we had a better commissioner running the league and somebody that would just get in front of this and say no, none of this would happen. You wouldn't have Enes Kantar saying he's going to go to the WNBA. He's declaring for the WNBA draft, which is
now, I was gonna say, like, before we move on, like, you guys know the league better than me. Like, even before this whole the whole issue of transgender athletes in WNBA, like, you correct me if I'm wrong, like, even before the season, in previous season, like, her job was like already kind of like in question as far as her performance was going
definitely
already. So this isn't like
players,
how do you say like by the players. So this isn't like an outlier situation. But the only thing I'll say, like, I'm not disagreeing with anything Roze just said, but let's just look at it. The way I look at it is like this situation that she's dealing with right now. This was, like I said, this was created by outside forces that I mean, like I said, from these performative artists that are, like I said, they're trying to they're not trying. They are successfully, banking in on the WNBA's, like I said, rising success and popularity, and that's the real shame right there. Like, these great athletes out here, the Olivia Miles, like I said, the Beckers, the Clarks, the Reeses, like they are playing great out there. The popularity is going up. Like I said, we're gonna have 3 or 4 more new teams in the next 4 to 5 years. So I just. Whenever the offseason comes in, whatever they got to do, let's like just end this already. Just whatever it's got to be on paper, make a statement or something. You got to, but whether it's the owner, the players, or the commissioner, they got to be unison in what their language is and what their talking points are going for. But like I said, I'll end on this. Like the whole, like I said, whether it's Enes Kantar, Royce White, or any of these other influencers that you see, there's nothing genuine about their actions for right there. Like, I mean, you see the interviews, like this dude's a joke. I mean, like And I forgot who was in the NBA who stood up and said like that he was a clown or joke. Like, I kind of hope going forward, if they do continue their antics, that more NBA players will speak up. Like, especially I wanted some of his old teammates to speak up on him as well. Like,
the president of Turkey to speak up.
Well, I think now, correct me if I'm wrong, I think I read something when the situation years ago, like, did his passport get revoked? Like, he can't go back home.
No, he said something about the president of Turkey, and the president of Turkey took it to heart. And unlike America, the president of Turkey got laws, and he was like, "Hey, you come to Turkey, you're locked up. You're going to prison."
Didn't they lock his father up?
He's never been. I think they did lock his father up at one point. But I know him and his family was under there, but he's definitely banned from Turkey. But one thing I want to say about, because you said is outside forces, is other leagues that deal with outside forces too. And this is my thing. Like, as a league, if you're going to grow, and she's in the most important commissioner position, I think, out of everybody, because her league is growing right now. NFL and NBA is already set. Yeah. So, like, with it's like growing, you have to get in front of it.
You know what it is? Is like, think about it, is like the WNBA has been 25, 30 years, I think, in existence. Like, in a way, it's like how we talk about wrestling. Like, it's like Tony Khan is like the new guy, in a sense, like he has to walk that narrow line, like as far as all his decision to keep his company, moving in the right track, like outside forces, might try to mess with the business and whatnot. So like you said, he's had to deal from inside, from outside. So like I said, whenever the offseason comes in, whether if she can't get the ship going in the right direction, whether it has to be a change in leadership, we'll see. But no, like I said, I mean, I just don't want to see all this hard work that they've done and succeeded in the past couple of years. I mean, just raising their popularity and everything. I mean, even casuals like me is starting to catch on more to the WNBA. I mean, I want that to continue to keep going forward in the right direction.
Most definitely. We had, speaking of WNBA, we had some historic moment happen this weekend. Angel Reese this weekend broke the single game record for most rebounds in a game with 26. And in that same game, she broke the single season record for most overall rebounds in a WNBA season. Historical stuff here. And you would think she would be celebrated, praised on all the news segments, but for some reason, Angel Reese garnishes more heat than a goddamn bad guy in WWE. People cannot stand this woman. I'm online trying to celebrate her and I'm getting criticized for it. I'm like, yo, she just did some great stuff. I really don't care about the personal stuff. I don't care about her offensive performance. I'm talking about grabbing rebounds. I'm from Detroit, the bad boy era, Dennis Rodman, where we appreciate a player like that doing the dirty work, getting the job done. I wanted to celebrate it, but the hate was unreal for this woman. And it wasn't just white people. It was black people too. So I am a little lost in a disconnect. Roze, can you break down why is Angel Reese hated so much?
She basically, man, it all goes back to the championship game against Caitlin Clark. So many people from that game, but the game before then, they championed Caitlin Clark as, you know, the savior of women's basketball and America's sweetheart. And then for this person to come here, this villain, to come here and do the same thing in her face and this and that. And then on top of that, you go to the WNBA. And then, of course, her and Caitlin's games and things have happened. And she said, like, I would embrace that villain role and things like that. I think at this point, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it probably happened. I feel like it probably happened the same way with Magic and Bird, just because of the NBA growing as a popularity. But number one, we didn't have social media. We didn't have technology that we have now. So you're hearing a lot more voices, and I think a lot of people they just they don't like her for some reason. I don't know why they don't like her. She I get it. Her offensive game is what it is, but she plays defense. She's a great rebounder. Of course, she's broken the rebound record in just the third year, which is crazy when you got people like Brittany Griner and all these other people that have
Candace
played
Parker, Lisa
Candace
Leslie.
Parker, all these other people that are just as tall, if not taller than her, and as skilled to get for her to get the most rebounds. That is saying something, but I think it's just that number one, people don't like her game like that. Number two, she's very marketable. So a lot of people market Angel Reese as a superstar, as they should. Even though she doesn't have a superstar game, because let's be honest, if she was in the NBA, if she was an NBA apparent, she would be a glorified six man, if anything, in the NBA. Not to go against her, that's just the truth of how the NBA game is. But I think people don't like her just because she embraces that villain role. And like I say, they still ain't got over the Caitlin Clark thing. I like that she embraced the villain role though. I like it.
How you feel about it, bro?
Like Roze just said, like that. They don't like Angel because maybe they feel that she embraces the hate. You know, they embrace the. I say for Angel, don't change a damn thing about you. They talking about you. You must be doing something good. If the certain people are talking about you, they can't get your name out of their mouth. Then keep doing what you're doing. I say, you know what? There's too many goody two shoes in professional sports, in my opinion. Too many people who want to be like, lock and step, be, just everyone's idea of what a perfect and role model should be. Like, you know what, whatever brings out the best in you on that court, in those four quarters, and whenever you step on the court, I say be you. Don't change what makes you. And what makes her great is, like you said, she's a great rebounder. She might be undersized to pass grades, like you said, like a Candace Parker, like a Lisa Leslie, but she's out there. She's giving you 110% all the time. Like you can't say that she's lazy and unmotivated, because if she was, she would not have those rebounding records right there. She would not be a defensive force that she is. I mean, okay, her offensive game isn't there right now, but what do you do if you're Atlanta? Build around her, get a couple of scorers, get her a couple of perimeter shooters out there, build the team smartly around her, and then you got a contender. right there. I mean, you got a defensive force in Angel Reese right there. Build some offensive pieces around her, and you're good to go. She doesn't have to be that 20 and 10 player right there. Not everyone is meant to be that. She does the dirty work, and she cleans it up and sets up all her teams for success on the offensive end. And like I said, like we bring up wrestling, I say, embrace the heat. Be that heel. Be that bad girl that everyone thinks that you are. Be that and plus. Be that times 10. I think, talk about marketability. I think that'll make it even more marketable, because guess what? What do fans of any sports love? They love real and authenticity. All right. And if that's who she is, then she will come out better. She'll reach out to a more broader fan base out there in and outside of the WNBA, in my opinion. I say, whatever makes her great, whatever she's doing, don't change a damn bit. You know what? Take that criticism, embrace it, use it as fuel, in my opinion.
Most definitely. I don't agree all the time with the stuff that Donald Trump has done in his reign as president. But one thing I do appreciate about Donald Trump's reign is he made racists take their invisibility cloak off. Because he's in the power of position, they feel empowered to speak up now. And unfortunately, in the WNBA, and it's not her fault, I'm not comparing Caitlin Clark to Donald Trump. They are not the same person. They don't have the same agendas. But by Caitlin Clark being the face of the company, it has given a lot of Caucasians the right to stand up and talk down on Black people. And unfortunately, I think Angel Reese is one of those prime targets. Y'all are my witness. I dropped in our group chat on Saturday. Caitlin's playing back-to-back games with Angel Reese. I bet I gained 1,000 followers off these clips. I gained 2,500 followers off those clips. And it wasn't because of they both played great. It was the hate comments. The hate comments fueled my algorithm so much. I'm a light-skinned Black man. Some Black people don't even consider me Black, but I've never been called a monkey so much than I was this weekend covering these two women. The racism that comes along with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark is literally unreal. I wasn't old enough in you brought it up, Roze, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird era. But if this is what we're going through now, I can only imagine what they're going through back then when racism was even more prevalent. So to me, I have never seen a clear, blatant, racist fan base. And I'm not even just going to say it's white people. In my Angel Reese comments, I'm praising Angel Reese this, Angel Reese that. It's Black people like Caitlin Clark couldn't do this. Caitlin Clark a flopper. They ain't even talking about Caitlin Clark. It's becoming such a division. I feel sorry for both of these women having to deal with this type of fan base. It's disgusting. It's not needed. And we as fans of the WNBA, we got to do better. And I'm not just saying whites. I'm not just saying Blacks. All of us. Let these women play basketball, live their lives. We don't need to be about race. They two great generational talents. Leave it at that. Crazy the shit I experienced this weekend. Have y'all seen this race war between the two of them, Roze? You felt this out there?
I've been feeling this since they got into the WNBA. I think this is one reason why I don't try to get so much into the WNBA. I hate to say it like this, but I'm gonna say it. I feel like the fans are a little bit more sensitive or a little bit more emotional than other sports fans are. They are definitely a little bit more they're definitely a little bit more invested in the players' outside lives and their personalities and this and that more than probably NFL fans and NBA fans are, as far as who they're dating, who they're cheating on, as far as what they don't say in interviews, as far as because I've heard them, because a lot of them they hate. They hate Caitlin because she hasn't came out and hasn't denounced her fans. Because she just sits there and she just plays basketball and she says it's wrong, but they want her to shun. It's like they want her to shun her fans. It's like they almost want her to turn against her fan base, which is not a smart thing to do. I get it. Some of them might be that way, but not all of them are that way that are Caitlin Clark fans. Like, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan, and once you tell somebody you're a Caitlin Clark fan, just like Abe said, once you tell a black person you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you're an Uncle Tom, you're this, you're that. All of a sudden, you don't like black people neither. And it doesn't make sense to me.
Do you know how many Uncle Ruckus gifts I had in my comments? Somebody photoshopped my head on Uncle Ruckus's body. They took the time to do that.
No,
unreal, man.
Nah, you bugging.
I'm telling you, I just like Caitlin Clark. You gonna hate me because I like Caitlin and I like Angel? What the hell? But Barbro, you were gonna piggyback what he was saying. What was you saying?
Like what Roze is saying about, some of these like WNBA fans, whether it's Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese fans, that are just too emotionally invested in these players, like not just on the court but off the court, like all their personal lives and all the details. What do they sound like? Wrestling fans. They are wrestling fans. Pretty much. They are too over the moon about their favorite performers. They will defend them to like they are one of their next of kin, like one of the, like if they're their husband or wife or father, or one of their, like I said, one of their relatives. And I'm like, it's so unhealthy, man. Like, you could give the slightest criticism to whether it's Reese or Kayla or any other player, and that fan of that player will take it like, oh my God, like you just punched him in the face or something like that. I mean, just so like, God damn, just because we say a little bit of negativity about your favorite player, please take it too over the top, too personal. Like, I mean, like a lot of a lot of fans' favorite wrestlers out there. I won't say any names, Roman, but it's like, God damn, man, you take any form of criticism or negativity to heart. Like, dog, relax, man. It's a form of entertainment. It is not that serious where you are cropping my boy Abe's face on the uncle.
Man. Had me with the one eye,
with the eye and everything.
Man. What the hell?
Oh God, but yeah, that's wrestling fans. I mean, Roze described wrestling fans. I mean, like, pretty much.
Because, for instance, I have seen, we watch NBA all the time, and we got people like Isaiah Stewart, all these players that get in here. I don't want to call them dirty because that sounds a little, guys like Lou Dort.
He a football player in a basketball uniform.
They play a little bit harder than other people, and they get these fouls off. And when the fouls happen, of course, we react to the actual foul. And yeah, you get some people like, this person's a dirty player, this and that, but it doesn't go that far than that. I have seen the same fouls happen in a WNBA game, and then I'll go to a WNBA live, and I swear to God, they will want a whole they go on a whole civil right type of thing about this foul that happens and how it happened because of this. And I'm like, how did we get here? Because I watch games. I watch like other professional sports where things have happened, maybe rough things have happened like this. I watched OBJ and Josh Norman go against each other, and didn't nobody say like, oh, Josh Norman don't like the way OBJ live his life. Like, nobody said that at all. So it's like, until I just feel like their fans are a little bit more invested than other sports fans are. And that's what kind of puts me off and makes me more casual than anything. Cause like, you don't want to sit up there and have conversations with people like that. And cause it makes you feel like you have to fight with them, and it ain't worth it.
It definitely ain't worth it. It definitely ain't worth it. I'm glad Barbro did bring up professional wrestling, because I want to talk about some real quick. So if you're a sports fan and you're not a wrestling fan, this is your cue to exit the show. Let's talk about AEW All In with our boy Barbro. Will be there. We're going to be tied up the next couple weeks with NFL, so I figured we would get our prediction show out the way now. Let's run down this card and get you guys' opinion on what's happening out there in London. AEW Trios Championship, Hangman Page and Brodito versus TBA. We kind of already know who it's going to be, but bro, your thoughts on this match?
Dude, this match is going to be insane because we have no idea how many trios teams are going to be there. It's gonna be the Dogs. It's gonna be the Bang Bang Gang. Like I said, it's gonna be Brodito and Hangman in there. It's gonna be Swerve and whoever his two partners are, Kofi and Creed. We know who's gonna be. We know they're gonna be there, but I love the fact that we don't know the rules of the match. We don't know how you win the match. We don't. Like I said, we don't know how many trios are gonna be in there. So it's gonna be chaos. But like I said, when Swerve's partners are debuting in that match, man, that Wembley crowd is gonna come off glued, man. I cannot wait to be there live and see what happens. But yeah, I think Swerve's team will take home the gold, take home the trios in there, and I cannot wait to see what Kofi and Austin do in AEW in this new chapter of their career going forward, man. Like I'm excited, but yeah, it's gonna be pure total chaos, dude.
I'm on the same page as you, Bar, bro. I cannot wait to see Kofi and Woods. It's gonna be great TV. They are so creative, and when they're in AEW with the cuffs off, I can only imagine what they're gonna come up with. But Roze, how you feel about this trios?
I think it do look like it's gonna be a good match. I wish I did know exactly what was going.
Right.
But, the fact that they're gonna have this many teams and stuff like that, and the fact that Swerve partners haven't been announced yet, which is clearly gonna be the Midnight Express. That team with Swerve. But nah, it's gonna be Kofi,
Ricky and Morty.
yeah. It's gonna be Kofi and it's definitely gonna be Kofi and Creed. And I think Kofi and Creed come to. You definitely have Swerve, Kofi and Creed. They definitely should win that match. But I wouldn't be surprised if they don't win, because AEW do like shocking people sometimes. They do like debuting people, and maybe they don't win, maybe they do. But I think they win this time, and I can't wait to see them, because just off of the little trailer they did for the Daybreak thing, and just the stuff, creativity and stuff Woods has on his YouTube channel with up, down, down and things, like it does feel like they'll be able to do a lot in AEW. So
Most definitely. This next match, I'm calling it now. This will be match of the night in my book. Maybe not story of the night, most memorable moment, but when it comes to athleticism, choreography, great professional wrestling, Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, and Okada, triple threat AEW International Championship. My prediction, I'm going with Kyle Fletcher to win it. I think the Takeshita, Okada, they've got story, they've got heat, but Kyle is just the future. We want to keep him moving forward. You want to set up him looking strong, because once Will Ospreay wins, I think Kyle Fletcher heads towards that way, towards the world title. We can get Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay. That's my opinion. Barbara, how you feel about this triple threat match?
Like I said, man, this is not just gonna be this. Not only match of the night, this can be match of the year right here. Because I mean, just the story that these guys have been going through like the past year or so. I mean, Okada, just the ultimate gaslighter, the ultimate shit stirrer, that he's just been stirring the pot, for so long with Takeshita. And, just you see him in the background with Kyle, like he has no intention of being a team player with the Don Callis family. Like if he has a chance to win that belt, he will. So he will put hands on Kyle Fletcher. But I just think Kyle's on a whole nother level right now. I think Kyle does retain tonight. It's too soon for him to drop the title right now, because if Ospreay is the direction of him, winning the world title later that night, you know what? Let's push that down the road. We don't need to rush into that right now. Like, let's keep building Fletcher, keep building up his resume, his future world title resume. And I think it's going to be an amazing match from start to finish, but I'm going Fletcher for the win.
Roze, who'd you get?
It got to be Fletcher. Like, he's the one that has like the most upside as far as the future goes. Like you said, Takeshita and Okada definitely got too much story. They might take each other out of the match, if anything. But it's definitely gonna be a great match, to be honest. Just all them together. And like if Ospreay wins and him and Fletcher, I feel like that's gonna be like rivalry of the year, to be honest. That's gonna be nice. But I'm going with Kyle Fletcher.
Most definitely. I think it'll be up there with Mariah May and Tony Storm if they do it right. It could be incredible. But next up, TNT Championship Falls Count Anywhere. Kevin Knight, Darby Allin. Darby was just months away removed from the world title. I don't see him taking a back step. I think they keep pushing forward with Kevin Knight. I got Kevin Knight winning this. Barbara, what about you?
Kevin Knight easily. I mean, like we just said with Fletcher, like Kevin Knight, he's rolling. I mean, he's on his way to being the best TNT champion of all time. He has over a dozen title defenses right now. He's beaten multiple world champions, including Darby in the past last year in the Continental Classic. I mean, he took him out at Double or Nothing, so he's got the edge right now. Darby's beating up. I mean, he's like that SpongeBob character fish that's in that body cast walking, man. That's Darby right now. So he's not 100%. So I think, I mean, they're going to go over the arena. I mean, Darby's going to put him through hell, but I think Kevin Knight, he's just on another level right now. He's not even at his prime right now. He's so good. It's just scary right now. But yeah, I'm going Kevin Knight for the win.
Kevin Knight, Darby Allin. Who you got, Roze?
It's definitely got to be Kevin Knight. Just because I feel like Kevin Knight do need a match like this. And one reason why I love Darby Allin so much is because Darby is not selfish at all. Like, he's definitely willing to put people over and give them a great match and things like that. I want to, if anything, man, I'm not going to lie. The other night, I got excited because Baby Sting was on the screen.
Yeah.
I need to see Baby Sting versus Kevin Knight somewhere down the line. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
And like, but no, I think it goes the same way with Kyle Fletcher in the triple threat match. Just as far as upside with the future, Kevin Knight is definitely one of those people that definitely should be looked at as the future of AEW. So I definitely think him beating Darby Allin in a Falls Count Anywhere match would definitely be great.
Most definitely, most definitely. Next up, women's tag team. We got Divine Dominion versus the Brawling Birds. Come on, man. They in their hometown. The Birds is going to walk away with the titles. That's clear as day. Barbara, how you feel about it?
I mean, listen, I just hope give them enough time. Give them enough time to work. Give them enough time to tell the story in the ring. I mean, this is easily going to be Divine Dominion's like best matchup. I mean, from a physicality standpoint, no one can touch Megan Bayne and Lana Cross until now with Alex and with the Brawling Birds. Sorry, I'm just drawing blank right now. But I mean, listen, it's gonna be physical, it's gonna be brutal. You know, give them enough time to tell the story. But yeah, I think this is what they've been building to right here. And I think Hayter and Hayter and
Windsor.
Yeah, Windsor are gonna take the titles off the Divine Dominion. I think they'll do their home country proud, and Brawling Birds will be your new women's tag team champions.
Roze, you thinking any different?
No, I think this pay-per-view is gonna have a whole bunch of hometown wins, to be honest. And I think this is gonna be one of them, a bunch of home country wins. And I think it's about time that they get that. I feel like they've been working so hard, or Windsor and Hayter. I feel like they deserve a win like that. So I definitely got them winning the titles.
Most definitely. Some other matches we can't really talk about because we don't have all the competitors just yet. But let's jump to the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Cage and Colt versus the Young Bucks. I feel like if the New Day are on their way to AEW, you have to put the titles on the Young Bucks because God did not create Earth without us getting Young Bucks versus the New Day. It has to happen, and it just can't be on no goddamn regular match. It needs to be for those titles. So Young Bucks will be the next tag team champions. Roze, how you feel about it?
I feel like it is gonna be the Young Bucks. But I feel like you still can't be surprised if the Young Bucks don't win, and then if Kenny loses the title, like I think he'll do. If they get together and all of a sudden it's Swerve and the New Day versus the Elite, which is Kenny and the Young Bucks. And I feel like that was teased before on BTE too with New Day when they had Big E and Kofi and Creed with going against the Elite in Street Fighter. So I feel like they definitely gonna face each other. It just depends how. But I do feel like the Young Bucks, they need to beat Edge and I'm sorry, they do need to beat Cope and Christian. So like, I definitely got the Young Bucks winning the titles.
Most definitely. Bob, bro, how you feel?
You know what? I don't know if you guys have thought about this, but there's a possibility with this tag team match that this could be, if Cope and Cage were to lose in Wembley, this might be their final tag team match in their careers. You never know. I mean, if they lose the tag team belts, we could see both of them go their separate ways and go on like one final singles run, and then they might call it a career after that. So we could be seeing a bit of history if the Young Bucks do pull off the victory. That this could be, we could be witnessing their final tag team match in their historic run as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So it's going to be a great match. I think the Bucks are going to give Cope and Cage their best match in their entire history as a tag team. That's how good the Young Bucks are. They are the greatest tag team of all time, in my opinion. I mean, just they've done it for so long. Their track record speaks for itself. Like, I mean, it's going to be a phenomenal match. But yeah, I'm gonna say the Young Bucks are gonna win it, but like I said, this could go 50-50. If Cope and Cage do win, and Swerve and the New Day do win those trios titles, then you're setting up that match with the Elite down the line. So we shall see. But you know what? I think the Young Bucks are gonna win it right here, and I think we'll get a beautiful send off for Cope and Cage in front of that Wembley crowd.
Most definitely, it's gonna be a good one. Another good one, we got the AEW Women's World Champion, Willow Nightingale, defending against Mercedes Moné. I know Mercedes has just been on this roll. She was the belt collector for a minute, and it just seems like this is her moment. But I think Willow retains. I think they're going to continue the story of this is the one belt Mercedes cannot get. I got Willow Nightingale retaining the title. Roze, Willow or Mercedes, who you got?
I got Mercedes. I think Mercedes gonna keep rolling, and she gonna get the title. I feel like she done already she done lost all the belts now, ain't she?
Yeah, she lost all the belts. Yep.
Yeah, she done lost every belt. I feel like this is the moment for her to go ahead and finally go ahead and beat Willow for that title and bring that title home. And then hopefully she can keep it, and hopefully somebody gets out of their contract, and hopefully they can come on, and then hopefully they can
see where you're going with that. A little Bailey versus Mercedes.
Yeah, I hope so. But I got her winning.
Bob, bro, Mercedes, Willow, who you got?
This Mercedes and Willow program, this has easily been the best build for All In. I think this is the most highly anticipated match as far as story, the historic rivalry between these two, whether it was in New Japan Strong a few years ago, that horrific ankle injury that Mercedes suffered, almost career-threatening injury, in which Mercedes in her own magazine admitted that for a while she had a lot of resentment towards Willow. Like, she did blame Willow for that ankle injury. She thought she would never wrestle again, but so she had to come to terms, and accept that, it wasn't her fault, and I think, she's gotten over that. And, just the history and rivalry, they are wrestling soulmates. I've mentioned this over and over again. They are perfect for each other. As great as they are, I feel like they needed each other to elevate each other to that next superstar level right there. But this is wrestling perfection right here. It is the ultimate hero, the ultimate babyface of Willow Nightingale that nobody wants to see lose, versus the ultimate villain, the ultimate narcissist and Mercedes Moné that nobody wants to see win. I like that there's no mutual respect. There's no, we're going to shake hands before, man. No, they fucking hate each other. They want to tear each other's heads off. And you've seen the past few weeks, whether it's in the ring, in the back, whether they're sipping tea and cake, whatever, it's been on site. They have put hands on each other. They put paws, feet, everything on each other. And like I said, we know Will and Kenny's the main event. Tony Khan, make this the opening match for All In right now. Give these ladies that have had the best build, the crowd at its apex right there. The introduction, the opening pyro to get that Wembley crowd woken up. Give them the match. Let them start with that hot crowd right there. They deserve it. It is the best program maybe going on in professional wrestling right now. But enough talk. Who's the winner? I'm going Willow, because the better story is Mercedes falling even down, even further down, like all the way down. I need to see her build herself back up from square one. I need her just to feel the ultimate low, the ultimate humiliation, back-to-back years losing at All In, the biggest match in the company's history, 2 years in a row. How does she build herself back up? That's the better story right there. Willow deserves a longer range. She deserves more of the spotlight. Willow retains.
Most definitely. I was thinking the same exact thing. And then you could turn if you do it right, you could turn Mercedes and flip her into one of the biggest sympathetic baby faces ever. If you build it right, it could happen. It could happen. Leads us to the main event, the men's world heavyweight championship. Kenny, by God, Omega versus Will Ospreay. I mean, I don't see no chance Kenny retaining. Could happen, may happen, but I ain't calling it. Give me Will Ospreay. Roze, who you got, Will or Kenny?
Man, I got Will Ospreay. I feel like it's just perfect for Will Ospreay to just go ahead and win, just for the story, just for everything building up. Like I said before, it would be nice if somehow Cope and Christian lose, and then Cope and Christian lose. I mean, Cope and Christian win, and then Omega drops the belt to Ospreay, because I would love to see the Elite together again, especially with that New Day and Swerve together. But other than that, I would like to see a Will Ospreay championship. I feel like he deserves the AEW championship. Like, just from way he fought back from his neck injury and all that and everything he done gave, I feel like he just deserves that. And I feel like him winning in Wembley Stadium, that's just perfect. So why mess that up? He definitely winning.
Most definitely. Should be a damn good show. We have Barbro down there covering it live, dropping us some in-arena updates.
Yeah, X-Ball.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah, I sure did. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, who you got, Barbro? You'll be there.
I'll be there. You got main event, Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. I mean, listen, it's the hometown boy, the hometown bro fighting in front of Wembley Stadium, in front of his home crowd. We've heard the story. It's his dream to win the big belt in front of his countrymen and women. You know what? Listen, it's his dream. This is his dream. That. Well, guess what? Sometimes dreams turn into nightmares. And if you have watched Sir William Ospreay throughout this build the past couple months, I don't think he's in the right mindset to be Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is locked in right now. This is not EVP Kenny Omega we're looking at right now. No, this is the cleaner Kenny Omega right now. Oh my God, a few weeks ago, he's in that middle of the ring. He told Will Ospreay, look at me. Does it look like I gave up? This man's swagger, his confidence is on a 10,000 on a scale of 1 to 10 right now. He is focused. He is locked in. I think he still sees stars in his eyes when it comes to Kenny Omega. That's his idol. That's his hero right there. That's the reason why he went to New Japan as a kid. That's why he came to AEW. He's been following in Kenny's footsteps. He's trying to follow his career path. He's trying to fill his shoes, but you know what? I don't think he's ready to step in those shoes yet. I don't think he's ready to be the main guy. I don't think he's ready to be the one to carry AEW in the future. Not yet. I haven't seen it. He hasn't shown me. He hasn't proved me. He hasn't convinced me that he's of the right mindset to win. I don't think he's ready. I don't think mentally he's ready. He's a great professional wrestler, but you need more than that to be the top guy in AEW, the top guy in professional wrestling. Kenny Omega is going to crush so many of the bros' hearts and souls in Wembley Stadium. Kenny Omega will retain the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Wow.
Sometimes dreams turn into nightmares, kids.
That's crazy.
Have a good night.
On that note, that's the end of our show. It's been real. Next week, we're loading up. It's going to be a special episode. We are starting our holy NFL fantasy draft. We got the whole crew will be here and some special guests. We got some extras who will be joining us on this fun adventure. But it's going to be a good time the whole NFL season, seeing us go back and forth with our fantasy teams. And next week's show will be the draft. So tune in. And yes, it will be live. So make sure you're there. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Tuesday. Holy Shh NFL Fantasy Draft is going to be great. But till then, it's your boy AB from DET.
It's your boy Roze Facts.
It's that ball, bro, for the NYC.
And you guys have been tuned in to the Holy Shh Sports Podcast. Peace. Out.
Media.